Have you ever wondered why some men seem to have endless energy and stamina, not just in life, but also in the bedroom? What if I told you that the secret isn't found in pills or quick fixes, but in something as simple as your morning routine? Today, we're diving into a science-backed morning habit that can naturally boost your sexual stamina, improve your energy, and support your overall health. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to start your day in a way that primes your body for performance, confidence, and lasting endurance. Sexual stamina is often misunderstood as something that suddenly fades with age or stress, but in reality, it is closely tied to how well your body functions throughout the entire day. One of the most powerful yet overlooked factors that influences stamina is what you do in the first 30 to 60 minutes after waking up. Your morning sets the biological tone for hormone balance, blood circulation, nervous system regulation, and energy metabolism. When these systems are supported early in the day, sexual stamina naturally improves without relying on pills or extreme interventions. When you wake up in the morning, your body experiences what scientists call the cortisol awakening response. Cortisol is not the enemy it is often portrayed as. In healthy amounts, it helps you feel alert and energized. However, when your morning routine is chaotic, stressful, or sedentary, cortisol can spike too high and remain elevated for hours. Chronically high cortisol suppresses testosterone, interferes with nitric oxide production, and reduces blood flow efficiency. All of these directly reduce sexual stamina. A well-structured morning habit helps cortisol rise briefly and then fall naturally, allowing testosterone and nitric oxide to do their job. One of the most impactful morning habits for sexual stamina is gentle physical activation as soon as possible after waking. This does not mean exhausting workouts or long gym sessions. Even 10 to 20 minutes of movement can dramatically improve circulation. When you move your body in the morning, your blood vessels become more responsive, your heart rate increases slightly, and oxygen delivery improves throughout your tissues. Sexual stamina depends heavily on vascular health. Erections, arousal, and endurance all require efficient blood flow. Morning movement trains your blood vessels to dilate properly, which benefits sexual performance later in the day. This physical activation also stimulates nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide is a molecule that signals blood vessels to relax and widen. It plays a central role in erectile function and stamina. Morning movement, especially activities like brisk walking, light jogging, body weight squats, or stretching, increases nitric oxide availability for hours afterward. Over time, this creates lasting improvements in vascular flexibility, making sexual responses stronger and more reliable. Another key benefit of morning movement is its effect on testosterone rhythms. Testosterone naturally peaks in the early morning hours, especially after quality sleep. However, this peak can be blunted by inactivity, poor sleep habits, or immediate exposure to stress. Light physical activity in the morning helps preserve this natural testosterone surge. It sends a signal to the brain that the body is active, capable, and ready for effort. This reinforces hormonal signaling that supports libido, stamina, and confidence. Breathing is another underestimated part of the morning habit that influences sexual stamina. Many people wake up and immediately start shallow breathing while checking their phone or rushing into the day. Shallow breathing keeps the body in a low-level stress state, activating the sympathetic nervous system. Sexual stamina, however, depends on a balanced nervous system. A short period of slow, deep breathing in the morning can shift the body toward parasympathetic dominance, which is essential for arousal control and endurance. Slow nasal breathing improves oxygen delivery and reduces excessive adrenaline release. This has a direct effect on performance anxiety, premature fatigue, and loss of control during intimacy. Men who struggle with stamina often have an overactive stress response. By practicing calm breathing in the morning, you train your nervous system to remain stable under stimulation. This training carries over into sexual situations, allowing better control, longer endurance, and more satisfying experiences. Hydration is another foundational aspect of the morning habit that affects sexual stamina more than most people realize. During sleep, the body loses water through breathing and sweat. Waking up even mildly dehydrated thickens the blood, reduces circulation efficiency, and increases fatigue. Drinking water shortly after waking improves plasma volume, enhances blood flow, and supports energy production at the cellular level. This directly benefits sexual stamina because energy and circulation are critical components of performance. Hydration also supports hormone transport. Hormones like testosterone travel through the bloodstream to reach target tissues. When hydration is poor, this signaling becomes less efficient. Over time, consistent morning hydration helps optimize hormonal communication throughout the body, supporting libido and endurance naturally. Light exposure in the morning is another often ignored habit with powerful effects. Exposure to natural light shortly after waking helps regulate circadian rhythms. This improves sleep quality at night, which in turn supports testosterone production and recovery. Better sleep leads to higher energy, improved mood, and stronger sexual desire. Morning light exposure also helps regulate dopamine levels, which influence motivation and pleasure. Dopamine plays a role in sexual excitement and drive, making this habit indirectly supportive of stamina. Perhaps the most important part of the morning habit is consistency. The body thrives on predictable rhythms. When you wake up at similar times, move your body, breathe deeply, hydrate, and expose yourself to light consistently, your hormonal and nervous systems become more efficient. Efficiency means less wasted energy and better performance when it matters. Sexual stamina is not just about strength. It is about efficiency, control, and resilience. Over weeks and months, this morning habit creates structural changes in the body. Blood vessels become healthier, stress responses become calmer, testosterone signaling becomes more reliable, and energy levels stabilize. Many men notice that their stamina improves not only in the bedroom, but also in daily life. They feel less fatigued, more confident, and more in control of their body. This confidence itself feeds back into sexual performance, creating a positive cycle. The key insight is that sexual stamina is not built during intimacy itself. It is built in the hours and habits that shape your physiology long before. The morning is when your body is most responsive to signals. By using this window wisely, you create a foundation that supports stamina naturally, sustainably, and without dependence on shortcuts. While the morning habit lays the foundation, its true power comes from how it reshapes the deeper systems that govern sexual stamina over time. Sexual endurance is not simply about desire or arousal in the moment. It depends on metabolic health, nerve sensitivity, muscular coordination, and mental focus. Chapter 2 is where we look at how the same morning habit strengthens these systems beneath the surface, turning short-term benefits into long-term stamina. One of the most critical systems influenced by your morning routine is insulin sensitivity. Poor insulin sensitivity, often caused by inactivity and irregular routines, leads to unstable blood sugar levels. When blood sugar spikes and crashes, energy levels fluctuate throughout the day. This directly affects sexual stamina because intimacy requires sustained energy, not short bursts followed by fatigue. Morning movement and hydration improve insulin sensitivity, allowing glucose to be used efficiently by muscles and nerves. This means your body has access to steady energy instead of sudden drops that can kill stamina. Improved insulin sensitivity also protects testosterone levels. Chronically high insulin suppresses testosterone production and increases fat storage, particularly around the abdomen. Excess body fat converts testosterone into estrogen, which further reduces libido and stamina. By starting the day with movement and metabolic activation, you reduce this hormonal interference. Over time, the body becomes leaner, more responsive, and hormonally balanced, all of which support stronger endurance. Another system strengthened by the morning habit is the pelvic floor. The pelvic floor muscles play a crucial role in erection quality, ejaculatory control, and endurance. Weak or poorly coordinated pelvic muscles often lead to early fatigue or loss of control. Gentle morning movement naturally activates these muscles through walking, squatting, stretching, and controlled breathing. When combined with conscious engagement, even for a few minutes, this creates neuromuscular awareness that improves stamina. Breathing patterns again play a role here. Deep diaphragmatic breathing coordinates the pelvic floor with the diaphragm. This coordination is essential for maintaining arousal without tension. Men who unknowingly hold their breath or tense their core during stimulation often experience faster fatigue. Morning breathing retrains this coordination daily, making stamina feel effortless rather than forced. Mental focus is another pillar of sexual stamina that is shaped early in the day. The brain consumes a large amount of energy, and mental fatigue often shows up as physical performance issues. When mornings begin with screens, stress, or rushing, the brain enters a reactive state. This increases anxiety and reduces focus later. Sexual stamina suffers because the mind becomes easily distracted or overwhelmed by sensation. A calm, intentional morning habit trains the brain to remain present. Movement increases blood flow to the brain. Hydration improves neurotransmitter function, and breathing calms excessive mental chatter. Over time, this enhances focus during intimacy. Better focus allows the brain to regulate arousal more effectively, delaying fatigue and improving control. This is one reason why men who adopt consistent morning routines often report improved stamina without consciously trying to last longer. The morning habit also influences inflammation levels in the body. Chronic low-grade inflammation damages blood vessels, interferes with nerve signaling, and accelerates fatigue. Inflammation is often driven by poor sleep, stress, and inactivity. Gentle morning movement reduces inflammatory markers by improving circulation and lymphatic flow. Hydration helps flush metabolic waste, and controlled breathing lowers stress hormones that promote inflammation. Lower inflammation means better nerve sensitivity. Sexual stamina relies on precise nerve signaling between the brain, spinal cord, and reproductive organs. When nerves are inflamed or overstimulated, signals become erratic. This can lead to either reduced sensation or hypersensitivity, both of which affect stamina negatively. A consistent morning habit creates a calmer internal environment where nerve signaling becomes balanced and reliable. Another often overlooked factor is posture and spinal health. Many people wake up stiff, hunched, or compressed from sleep and daily habits. Poor posture restricts blood flow and nerve communication, particularly in the pelvic region. Morning mobility and stretching restore spinal alignment and open up the hips. This improves nerve conduction and circulation to the pelvic area, enhancing stamina and responsiveness. Postural improvements also affect confidence and body awareness. Standing taller, moving freely, and feeling physically capable all influence how the brain perceives the body. Confidence is not just psychological, it is physiological. When the body feels strong and aligned, the nervous system allows deeper arousal and sustained performance. Consistency again amplifies all of these effects. Doing this once or twice provides temporary benefits, but doing it daily rewires the body. The nervous system learns that mornings are a time of activation and regulation, not stress and depletion. This rhythm carries into evenings and intimate moments. The body becomes better at switching between states of arousal and relaxation, which is the essence of sexual stamina. Over weeks, many men notice fewer performance fluctuations. Instead of good days and bad days, stamina becomes more predictable. This predictability reduces anxiety, which further improves endurance. The fear of losing control often becomes a self-fulfilling cycle. A stable morning habit breaks this cycle by stabilizing the systems that control performance. What makes this approach powerful is that it does not rely on willpower during intimacy. It relies on preparation at a biological level. By the time intimacy occurs, the body is already primed. Blood flow is efficient, hormones are balanced, nerves are calm, and energy is stable. Stamina becomes a natural outcome rather than a goal that requires effort. Ultimately, Chapter 2 reveals that the morning habit is not about adding more tasks to your day. It is about aligning your biology with how the body is designed to function. When this alignment happens consistently, sexual stamina improves as a side effect of overall vitality. The final piece of building lasting sexual stamina lies in connecting the morning habit to lifestyle choices throughout the day. While early movement, hydration, breathing, and light exposure lay the groundwork, the afternoon and evening habits determine whether the stamina you build in the morning carries over into intimate moments. Stamina is cumulative. It depends on energy management, nutrition, stress control, and recovery, all of which are influenced by daily choices following your morning routine. Nutrition is a primary factor in sustaining sexual performance. Eating meals that stabilize blood sugar, support circulation, and provide essential nutrients reinforces the foundation created in the morning. Foods rich in antioxidants, amino acids like L-arginine, and healthy fats support nitric oxide production, vascular health, and hormonal balance. Conversely, consuming highly processed foods, excessive sugar, or trans fats spikes inflammation, increases fatigue, and impairs circulation. When nutrition throughout the day aligns with your morning preparation, stamina remains consistent and reliable. Hydration continues to play a role beyond the morning glass of water. Drinking water steadily throughout the day ensures blood remains fluid, oxygen delivery is efficient, and nutrient transport functions optimally. This has a direct impact on energy levels and the body's ability to sustain prolonged arousal. Mild dehydration can reduce physical endurance, mental focus, and sexual performance, often without a person realizing it. The habit of regular hydration complements the benefits established in the morning, keeping the body in a state where stamina can flourish. Stress management throughout the day is equally crucial. The nervous system that is calmed by morning breathing and movement can be disrupted by sudden stress, deadlines, or interpersonal conflicts. Chronic stress triggers the sympathetic nervous system, elevates cortisol, and reduces testosterone, all of which diminish stamina. Integrating micro breaks, mindful breathing, or brief walks during the day preserves the balance achieved in the morning. These small interventions prevent fatigue, maintain focus, and keep the body in a state where sexual performance is sustainable. Evening habits also affect stamina by influencing recovery. Quality sleep is non-negotiable for long-term sexual endurance. Testosterone, the key hormone for stamina and libido, peaks during deep sleep cycles. If mornings are productive but evenings are chaotic, sleep is disrupted and the benefits of the morning habit are lost. Establishing a routine that includes winding down before bed, avoiding excessive screen time, and practicing relaxation techniques ensures that the body fully restores energy, hormonal balance, and nervous system function. Over time, this cumulative recovery enhances stamina naturally. Another aspect often overlooked is muscular and joint health. Stamina is not just cardiovascular, it requires muscular endurance and flexibility. When the morning habit incorporates mobility and gentle strengthening, and the rest of the day avoids sedentary patterns, muscles remain engaged, circulation stays active, and joint function improves. This reduces early fatigue during intimacy, allowing movements to remain controlled and fluid. Even subtle adjustments like standing rather than sitting for part of the day, maintaining good posture, and stretching periodically reinforce stamina. Mental framing also plays a role. Sexual stamina is as much psychological as it is physiological. Anxiety, self-doubt, or distraction can prematurely end performance. The morning habit primes the mind with focus, confidence, and calmness. Carrying this mindset throughout the day strengthens mental resilience. Visualization, mindfulness, and positive reinforcement can be simple tools integrated at breaks, reminding the brain that the body is capable and prepared. Over time, this mental consistency mirrors the physical stamina developed through movement and circulation. Consistency across days and weeks transforms short-term improvements into permanent capability. Stamina is rarely the result of a single good morning. It is the cumulative outcome of repeated, aligned actions. Each day's habits compound, training the nervous system, reinforcing vascular and hormonal efficiency, and enhancing muscular endurance. The body learns to operate at peak readiness, and the nervous system gains confidence in sustaining arousal and performance over time. It is also important to recognize that recovery and adaptation go hand in hand with challenge. Occasional fatigue, stress, or a poor day does not undo progress. Instead, it signals the body to adapt and become more resilient. By consistently returning to the morning routine, maintaining hydration, practicing stress management, and following balanced nutrition, stamina continues to improve even in the face of setbacks. The body becomes more efficient at managing energy, regulating hormones, and maintaining vascular function, which translates into more reliable sexual endurance. Finally, sexual stamina is about integration, integrating morning habits, daily lifestyle choices, and recovery practices into a seamless rhythm that supports vitality. The morning habit is the spark, but the fuel comes from consistent nutrition, hydration, stress management, exercise, and sleep. Together, these elements create a state where stamina is natural, effortless, and sustainable. Men who adopt this integrated approach often notice not just improved performance, but increased energy, confidence, and overall well-being in every aspect of life. By the time intimacy occurs, the body is already optimized. Blood flow is efficient, muscles are prepared, energy is available, and hormones are balanced. The nervous system is calm, focus is steady, and mental confidence is high. In this state, stamina is no longer a challenge to achieve. It is the natural expression of a body and mind aligned through consistent habits. This is the ultimate payoff of the morning habit. It primes the body, shapes the systems, and integrates with daily life to create enduring sexual endurance that improves not only performance, but quality of life itself. Remember, sexual stamina isn't about pushing harder in the moment. It's about preparing your body and mind every single day. By adopting this morning habit consistently, you're giving yourself the gift of more energy, better circulation, balanced hormones, and greater control when it matters most. Start small, stay consistent, and watch how your stamina improves naturally over time. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could benefit. Your journey to peak performance starts with your next morning.